Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another outstanding episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. I'm your host, that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always positive, life is great, repping 592, living in the 718, no cap, straight facts, the worldwide starboy, Remy Blue. And our special guest tonight is a man who graduated from the Nightmare Factory Class 4. That's right, we throwing up them fours like we Ric Flair and Arn Anderson up in this mug. And he
Woo!
took part in the showcase for he was victorious, and right now as we speak he is getting ready to take part in a bodybuilding competition. Man, honestly, I would appreciate if you give me some advice, man, because I got one ab down here and I'm trying to make it six. But everybody, welcome to the show, DeMarcio James. DeMarcio, how you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thank you for actually giving this opportunity to interview. We've seen you a while. You've been following us, liking some of our stuff on Instagram. I'm not trying to clout chase, but we appreciate that actually. And it's one thing for fans, our fellow fans, to actually like our stuff. When a wrestler likes our stuff, that pretty much also shows that we're actually doing something right as well. And we appreciate that. You've actually been on our radar for a hot minute, but it was just that we're going through the classes one by one by one. It started with your boy. I don't know if you met him yet. You probably did, but Diamond Sheik, it started with him.
Yeah, I know Johnny Sheik. Yeah.
And then we noticed that we actually missed class one. He was in camp two, but we missed camp one. So I'm like, okay, we're going to take a trip back in time and talk to camp one. And then there was, camp three. And now we're going through camp four. We've already had some people, Katie Hebner, and I believe who else did we have on? I don't think we've had any. Oh, we had on the dudes in kimonos from that camp as well. So yeah, we're making ourselves, through the camp. So how you doing? So yeah, so I just gotta say, congratulations on, following your dream as a professional wrestler and competing that training. I know it wasn't easy. It was 3 months. 3 months of intensity. Some people joined, some people quit. So yeah, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And you've also gotten the opportunity to actually take part in AEW. You've gotten to compete on there.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, a lot of great things are going on for you, man. So
yeah, definitely.
What's your mindset right now with all this going on, and you got the bodybuilding competition? I seen some of your flexes. I'm like, yo, man, I would not want to work out with that guy. That guy would kill me. I'd be like, you'd probably have me on leg day, doing leg day, and I come back home. I'd be like, Mama, I can't feel my legs. I can't feel my legs. I need a chair.
I do that to myself. So it's like, that's probably why I always work out alone. Like, a lot of people don't work out with me. I always worked out by myself. But yeah, like, yeah, right. People like, you're gonna kill me. I won't. I kill myself, but I ain't gonna kill you. But yeah. So like, my mindset really is right now, get this, get conditioned enough for this bodybuilding competition on the 10th of September. Right now, that's the mindset. Make sure everything's dialed in with diet, regimen. My workouts are good, nice and intense. And that way I won't be there for 2 hours.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, man. That's I know it, I have my seasons when I work out, and then I have my seasons when I don't work out.
Okay.
So this past stretch that I did, which was like last time I worked out religiously, I noticed something that I never noticed before in my whole entire life. And that was, it's not the workout that's the hardest part. Right. It's not the workout. Believe it or not, people, at least that's just me. Everybody is different. But for me, it was just getting to the gym.
Yeah, that's the first That's the tough part is to get there.
Once
That's what
you
the diet
what,
is hard. That kitchen is hard.
yeah.
That process is hard too.
Yeah, dieting is another one too, because when you're like, you gotta eat a salad with some chicken breasts, and then you see Buddy over there with his hamburger and fries, or homegirl over there with her pizza, and you're like, you know,
I'm
you know,
going through that now.
yeah,
I'm going through that now. Like, oh,
yeah. But to me, like, it's just getting to the gym because the gym was like, it's like I gotta go work out, I gotta go sweat and all that. I don't wanna. But I
man.
know that once I got to the gym, it was like, and I got past like the first 2 or 3 minutes of cardio because I normally go on a stationary bike. I was like, okay, game on. I'm
Yeah,
the first once I feel that first bit of sweat,
yeah.
it's a you know, yeah.
Smooth after that. Once you get your warm up going.
Oh yeah. Rob
So,
Bass, welcome to the show, man. How was that cheesesteak?
All right, man. I'm fat and happy. I still got mozzarella sticks I'm working on. So if I go in and out, you know what I mean. I'm munching on one
You see this
now.
guy? He could eat all that stuff. I eat that stuff. I become Fat Albert for Halloween. This guy could eat all that stuff, and he
Yeah, I've been on Operation Fat Rob for like 20, 25 years. You know what I mean. I don't know how.
damn.
I'm 40, so maybe it'll catch up sometime.
Yeah, that's that. Fast metabolism.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, metabolism.
you Rob, you're a lucky man, man. So Demarcia, let's take a trip back into the past, man. I always ask, my guests, and I'm surprised I haven't gotten bored of this question, but how did your fandom for professional wrestling start? What was the match that you saw that made you go, yo, that's cool. I'm a fan now. I'm gonna tune in every weekend.
I have to go back to. I have to go back to way back during the golden era of WWE when it was WWF.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I'm that old, but
Hey, I'm 39, about to be 40 next year. So hey, don't feel bad.
okay, yeah. So like, I have to go back to the golden era of WWE. The match that caught my eye was Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
That was the
WrestleMania 6.
WrestleMania. That's what I was watching wrestling before WrestleMania 6, but that really got me really in it. I was really in it after that. You know,
Okay.
I like Hulk Hogan, but Ultimate Warrior is my guy. That was my guy.
Wow.
That was my guy.
It's funny you say that because we have another segment called 50 Minutes of Fandom that we normally do where we interview the fans. And the fan we had on before this show, he actually said the same thing. He was like, he didn't care for Hulk Hogan, but Ultimate Warrior was more his guy. And I thought I was the only one too, because I was like, yeah, all y'all are Hulkamaniacs. I'm a little warrior, shaking the ropes and
Shaking the rope.
everything.
Looked like an action figure.
Yeah.
That was the look I like. That's the look I always identified as a wrestler, as a professional wrestler. I always identify with that. I'm like, that's how I want to look. I want to look like that.
Oh, that's cool, man. So Ultimate Warrior was the inspiration for you to start working out and so on.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow, that's great inspiration, man.
Yeah, him and Sting, as a matter of fact, even though they got some ties together when they first broke into business, they were tag partners. But I always like that look from the 80s and the early 90s was that face paint, the neon, the tan, and the long hair going, and they had the blonde hair and all that. I thought that was pretty cool. That was the look for me. I like that. I like that look. That they look like a superhero.
Yeah. Back then, oh geez, a lot of those guys, Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, Zeus, all those guys, they were like larger than life. Didn't have 101 moves going on in the ring. Didn't do a bunch of flips, moonsaults, and 10,000. And I'm not knocking today's wrestlers. I mean, I'm not knocking those who do that.
Yeah.
but they did less and got more out of it. And in hindsight, it's like, wow, like if there was such a definition for less is more, those men I'd mentioned among and several others would be visual examples in of what less is more in regards to professional wrestling.
Hmm. Yeah, they told a story. It was more storytelling. It
Oh
was more
yeah.
telling. You know, they did, like you said, they did a lot less than the guys today. And these guys today, don't get me wrong, they're great athletes. They do amazing, amazing, amazing like moves and things like that. But I truly believe I like that old school wrestling style
Okay.
as
That's awesome.
as a base. I always refer back to the old school matches um, as a learning tool. As a learning tool, I always go back because guys told stories back then different than they do today. It's not about the moves. Back then, it wasn't about the moves. It was about telling the story. It's about
Mm,
fans engaged into your storytelling and getting their reactions, things like that. And they did a good job at getting you hooked in, not just off moves.
right. Yeah, I find that when I look back at like events like the first WrestleMania, the first Survivor Series, which is like my favorite Survivor Series or one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like men did so they just like told us such a story that got you hooked,
Yeah.
and it got you hooked to the point where you were like cheering for your favorites and booing the other person, and you know it was just amazing how they did it back then. And I see some people do it now, but it's not a lot. And to me, and like I said, I'm just a fan. I know my role, but
Mm-hmm.
for me, you don't see that a lot these days. You don't see that a lot.
That's true. That's very true. That's very, very true. You don't really see it like that anymore. Um, a lot of times what happens is um guys get caught up into moves a lot more
Right.
than story. Um, that's what today's wrestling is about right now. Is like the move sets. Um, I was a fan of the flippy stuff until I got into wrestling because I did it a little bit until I started getting hurt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I used to do the springboards and the frog splashes and all that, and then I started getting injured, and I'm like, it's time to change my style up a little bit.
Yeah. So I gotta ask you, man. So growing up, like, did you ever get to go to any of the wrestling events? WB, WCW, CW, any of those?
I went to both. I went to both. I went to WCW events, and also WWE events since I had to be like 5.
Okay.
Remember, I was 5 on up, and I went to every year they come to town. I'm there. That whether it's WCW or WWE, I'm there.
That's cool. So you're like one of the few people that we've actually had on this show that have said that they've gone to both WCW and WWF.
Mhm.
Is there any difference in the atmosphere between those two shows?
Um, if you want, if you want to go back to the early days of WCW, comparing the WWE before Monday Nitro became into existence for WCW, I would want to say the presentation was a lot different. Um, they WCW had larger than life guys back then, like Sting and Ric Flair, those guys, Road Warriors, but it was mainly the presentation. Like WWE back then, their presentation was like top tier. WCW's like right here, as far as
Right.
presentation goes, the entrance music. Once you see the entrance music, and that's what it was about. It seemed like WWE was like their entrance hit once it hit somebody's song, like Ultimate Warrior song hit. everybody going crazy. It's a reaction. So you hear it, dun, 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 dun. Everybody going nuts. Like that, like when those songs, Hulk Hogan, when his song hit, Real America, everybody go insane. Yeah, everybody goes insane when you hear them. It's more of their presentation was top tier in comparison to WCW in the early days.
Wow. Yeah, I wish I could have gone to. I've gone to like three WWE events so far. I wish I could have gone to a WCW event,
Mm-hmm.
like just to know how it is.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully, I can go to an AEW event real soon. And
For the AEW event, they got good their presentation and how they present um matches and stuff are awesome.
okay,
Yeah, they're it's awesome.
yeah, AEW is bringing back. They do bring back a bit of that old school feel.
Yeah, they
Uh,
do.
some people like them, some people don't. You know, whatever is their, whatever floats their boat.
Yeah.
Everybody's out to their own preference and whatnot. As long as they're not obnoxious with it, and
Right.
I'm not trying to go down this rabbit hole, but I these these AEW WWE fans, they're different from WCW WWF fans, man. Like growing up,
I agree.
I there wasn't this much like, oh, I'm this promotion, I'm that promotion. You liked what you like, and then you kept it moving. That's it. Now it's like you would think the way some of these people act is like Vince or Tony are paying them like, yeah, to say this stuff, and I'm like, I mean, if you have shares in the company, by all means go ahead, but if you don't have shares, just calm down, man. Chill. you know
I honestly think the reason why it's like that, it seems like it's like that now, is because of social media. Um, Guys that you normally wouldn't hear that, normally never wouldn't say it. They have a voice now with the social media. There's nothing wrong with social media, but you got those kind of people, got have those kind of fans that voice their opinion too much.
right.
Voice their opinion too much. Like, and we didn't have that back then either. So it was like now it's a free for all for opinion. Well, ain't nothing wrong with having your own opinion. It's just that a lot of people, if you have your own opinion, somebody has a issue with it. They have an issue with it, and then you get all these stuff on social media about it. But yeah, the fans are totally different. I think it's because of this is a generational thing. The generation is different.
Yeah, and then they also think that they know the thing that gets me. Oh, it irks me so. And like I said, I know this is your time, Demarcio. I with all due respect, but
No,
it's something that irks me. Is like they feel like they know everything. Like you think that think that they're in the business. I'm like, okay, so are you in the business? Have you gone to wrestling school? Oh, you went to wrestling school, but you didn't graduate. Okay, all right. So you didn't go to wrestling school. You went, but you didn't graduate. So you're not in the business.
yeah,
Calm down. Enjoy the show.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, and then they'll get even more. They'll get even more upset about that.
yeah,
And it's like the way some of them try to critique matches. It's like, no, just chill out. If you want, I always tell people, and this is why I see Rob as a guy I actually admire with the way he did it, because Rob is a referee and for one CW.
mm-hmm.
He's probably get tired of me saying this every time. This is why probably many times saying it. But a lot of these fans, I tell them, I'm like, if you want to be so much into the business, go train. You're
Yeah,
in Georgia for the Nightmare Factory, you
yeah,
know, or whatever other wrestling school there is in your town, and go train. Put in your work, go train, and once you get that pat on your back from your trainer, that handshake that says congratulations, you're official. You can take bookings around the country, around the world. Then you can actually start saying things about matches. Don't say it too much because then you might upset the wrong person and you
mm,
might mess it up even more.
yeah,
But
you don't,
that's all you do,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
for
And Rob here, the reason why I say Rob did it right is because Rob he went to his local promotion
sure.
and
Mm-hmm.
he would and eventually he started offering the guys to he started to offer taking down the ring or putting up the ring and so on. That's how it started. And then one of the guys was like, "Hey, how?" And Rob, I don't mean to put your business out on the street, bro. Please, I don't. You know me already. You
No,
know,
you're good, man. Do your
but,
thing.
he's like, but they were like, "Come in the ring, and we'll show you how to. We'll have you bump a bit, and if you like it, you can keep training."
Mm-hmm.
He did his thing, bumped, and now he's a referee for 1CW.
Awesome.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
A lot of them want to sit on the side and they want to say all this stuff. Then they want to jump in the ring. And fans, I keep telling y'all, do not jump in that ring. You wouldn't like if somebody came to your job and started throwing paperwork around on your desk. You wouldn't like if somebody came to your construction site and started jumping on machinery. Don't do that. But it's just like people just don't get it, man. Like,
Yeah,
and that,
it's not easy as it looks. Some
yeah,
people it's easy to them, but once you get to the grind of it, where you have to learn how to bump and you have to learn how to hit the ropes, start on the basic stuff. It's tough. It's hard when you go through those drills and you get blown up within a second. You're blowing up already.
yeah.
Like, oh, this is something different. You thought like just because you run 5, 6 miles don't mean you can do you're in ring shape.
Yeah.
The body has to be conditioned. Your body has to develop callus to take those things. You know.
This is why I am and to quote The Rock, and I shouldn't be quoting The Rock, but I mean he's a great guy, but I don't want to come off too much like but like too much like a fan. But I'm that fan that goes to the shows, knows his role, and shuts his mouth. I go to the show, I cheer my favorites,
Mm,
I boo the guys, I buy a little shirt, I take a couple of pictures, and then I go home.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
Or I might do the extra step and be like, hey, that was a great match. I'd like to have you on my show. I run a show called Ringside Society. I've interviewed this person and that person, and that's it. Some of these fans do too much, but that's a it's a lot. And I'm not trying to bad talk them but it's just a certain few
yeah.
that opposite. But speak. So you're talking about you were talking about the bumps and everything and in ring shape. How did you end up at the Nightmare Factory? Because Nightmare Factory, y'all are doing a lot of great things down there. I've talked to many great people, Diamond Sheik, Bodyguard Austin Green, TSF, who are killing it right now.
They're killing it right.
Dudes
Yeah.
in kimonos who are killing it in kimonos. Like that's a bad day when you get beat up by a dude in a kimono. That's like,
Oof.
yeah.
That's
And you
bad.
got the Southeast SWAT team and everything. Like, so yeah, man. Like, tell us how did it happen for you?
Well, this is a good story. It's probably one of the most interesting stories you'll probably hear. Um, so I'm originally from Rockford, Illinois. Um,
AAW. Hmm.
yeah, yeah. So like, um, so I when I first started, I started with Premier Pro Wrestling out of Woodstock, Illinois. That's why I first broke into the business.
Okay.
That's where I started training at. I was trained by Randy Ritchie. Uh, that's where it started at. I wrestled there for 2 years, and then I ended up going. I took a little break. COVID hit, then I took a little break, and I wanted to build my body up because I was skinny. I was skinny, so I was getting hurt as well. So I took a break, put some muscle on. Um, so my stepmom one day comes up to me. She was like, "Hey," because I planned to make a return, and she was like, "Well, what are you gonna do with wrestling?" I was like, "Well," I was thinking about going back to PBW, but then somebody, indie wrestler, a friend of mine, had brought up, "Hey, you should go down to the Nightmare Factory. You should do that. You need to go down to the Nightmare Factory and get with QT and Cody." And I I I was cool. I was like, well, I mean, damn, I gotta go down to Georgia, this and that. I gotta do a lot because I had a full-time job. So a good full-time job at Chrysler. So I was like, man, I'm getting paid 20 something an hour. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do all that. So when I brought that up to my stepmother was like, oh, hold on, Nightmare Factory. She's like, send it to me. What's the so I give her the information. So she go on the Facebook page. So she ended up getting a number off of there. So she called. I'm on the phone, like I'm not paying attention to what she doing. I'm like, man, she just bull jiving. So I'm like on the phone, whatever, and playing on the phone. So the phone rings. She got on speaker. It goes to voicemail. She leaves a message, and the number calls back within like 3 minutes. That phone number calls back. So I'm on the phone. Well, she's on the phone. She talking. She bragging like how a mother would brag about their son. Oh, he looks amazing. He's this. He looks great. Blah. He's so handsome. So I'm like, I'm looking at her like, who are you talking to? That's why I'm giving her that look. I'm like, who? So then all you hear is a white guy on the phone. So he asked to speak with me. So I'm like, okay. So we talking. He asking me questions. Now I'm like, this voice sounds familiar. I'm like, I was like, wait a minute. This is QT Marshall I'm on the phone with. What? I'm like, whoa. So this is going on in my head while we're conversating. So I'm like, I'm on the phone with QT. Like how? Like how she just pull that off? So, we hang the phone, we hang up. So he asked for pictures and videos. So I sent him, and he was like, you have an amazing look. He said, you just need to polish up your in-ring skills, because I hadn't wrestled that long at that moment in time. I hadn't wrestled that long. So I still needed a lot of work to do. And he's like, we'd love to have you down here. So I'm like, what? He's like, we'd love to have you come down here to train with us. And I'm like, I was baffled by it. I was like, whoa. I'm like, what? So I get down to Georgia. It was kind of a blessing in disguise, because during the semiconductor chip shortage, it affected my job. So we were laid off anyway. So I wasn't missing work, but I was getting paid. I was still getting paid for being laid off because of COVID, because of the semiconductor chip shortage. And we were shut down for like 6 months. And during that 6 months, I was down there, at the Nightmare Factory. I ended up going down there. I was a little bit nervous because I didn't know what to expect out of it. But I know, as far as training goes, I went through the ringer with training. So I'm already familiar with the training aspect. I already knew what the basis is on taking bumps and spots, little spots here, like spots, headlock takeover, tackle drop down, leapfrog, mid-ring, things like that. So it's like, okay, I'm expecting that. But I'm expecting a little bit different environment, because their training is professional training, like not just your typical, we get in the ring, we do this and do this. No, you're going to do strength and conditioning as well as in-ring stuff. So you're getting a double dose of training. And you're getting training by the best in the world, by the same people that train NFL players. You're getting trained by them, and then getting trained by Cody Rhodes and QT Marshall. So you're getting the best of both worlds when it comes to training at a whole nother level, professionally. Like, we doing the stuff professional athletes do, like basketball players and football players especially. It was a different experience. It was a great experience. Met a lot of people, a lot of legends as well. A lot of legends down there. Hold on, your mic's off. There you
Oh,
go.
I tend to do that sometimes. So after the training, Coach QT, Coach Cody, Coach Ian, Coach Glacier, and the rest of the coaching staff, they give you that handshake that they say congratulations. I mean, you're already a pro wrestler, but you're
Yeah,
officially a graduate of
yeah.
the Nightmare Factory Camp 4. You can go ahead and take bookings now and say you trained at our school. But before you can go and take bookings all over the world, all over the country, you have the Showcase 4 coming up, and your opponent is a man who is equally matched. Well, almost. Well, I guess you could say equally matched you in height, because when I saw the match, you had the power game on your side. That's what I saw.
Yeah.
Will Perlu. You had to face Will Perlu at the Showcase 4. You got the win, but going into that match, what was your mindset then? Were you like nervous, like, oh geez, I gotta wrestle in front of the coaches and the audience now and show them what I've learned over the past 3 months? Or were you like, something? I got this. I got training from Cody QT and the rest of them. I got this. Or was it a mixture of both?
I really wasn't nervous. Um, I felt like I wanted to prove something though. I wasn't nervous at all. I went in there confident, very confident in what I do and what I've learned because prior going in there, I already had experience, but I was humble enough to learn more. Um, Going in there with Will Perlu was he has a different background than I do as far as athletics go. He wrestled amateurly in high school and in college too, I believe. And he's a lot younger than I am as well. And I was kind of, and he has a shoot style, does a little shoot style. So I was kind of like, I know how to wrestle, shoot styles, wrestlers like him. So I was pretty confident going in there with him. I already knew I was gonna out muscle him. It just that was just gonna happen. It was gonna he had no match with me. He wasn't gonna be able to hang with me in the power game. Even though he's strong, he's very strong though. I'm not gonna take that away from him, but uh Will he had no chance in the strength game with me. No, he had none.
Yeah, I saw. I believe at one part of the match, he had you like in an arm bar, and you raised that man up and put him in like a sit down power bomb, and I was like, geez, this guy is like strong to the max, man. And it was a great match. Hopefully we can get to see more of, you guys, down the road as
I,
well.
he talking
But
about match. So I'm like, you're gonna lose again, but we can do it again if you want to. You can do it again if you want to. Hey, I mean,
I'll
a lot of question how I won, but hey, I won.
yeah, I'll definitely yeah, you had timing on your side. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
Um for those of you that haven't seen the match, it's on Nightmare Factory. It's on their YouTube channel. It's free of charge. You don't have to worry about paying anything. Just go out there, check it out. And don't just check out the Will Perlu and DeMarcio James's matches. Check out all the matches. It's a lot of great talented men and women there. And I can assure you that, and you won't be bored. You will definitely enjoy it, and it'll be a lot of fun. So y'all definitely make sure y'all check it out. No, the Nightmare Factory is not paying me to say this. Like, they're not cutting me a check. This is just genuinely how I feel. They put on great stuff there, so y'all make sure y'all check them out as well. So you, so after the showcase, you also got the opportunity to wrestle for AEW.
right.
Now, what was that like? Because I know that was a broader that not only was that a bigger audience, but now you're definitely gonna be like, people like all over the world are
Yeah.
watching you now do your thing in the ring. What was that experience like?
Well, when I got the news that I was going to be on AEW right the day after the showcase was over with. Like I knew right away. Like I was told right away that I was gonna be on AEW, and I was shocked. I was like, when I got the message, I literally dropped the phone. I was like, and my stepmom was in front of me. She's like, what? I was like, hold on. I like, hold up, cause we in the restaurant. So I was like, hold on, excuse me for a second, cause I wasn't expecting it. I was like, what? Whoa. And now going to AEW was a great experience. Seeing the process of TV, what goes into making matches, what goes into uh the different process than just doing a simple indie show, just it's a lot broader. And like you said, the whole world's watching you, and it was a hell of an experience with that as well. So it was like I already had previous experience with camera work and how things like that, but not like this. This is something totally different. This is a whole big broad spectrum of the business, And I'm like, I can't believe I'm here. It was like a surreal moment. It was a real surreal moment that I'll never take. I love it. I love that experience. That was a great experience for me, especially when I went against Tony Nese.
Yeah, that was yeah. I was like, when I saw you on there, I was like, wait a minute, this is DeMarco. He's the one that's that all that follows on Instagram, and I was like, wow, yeah, congratulations to him. He actually got this opportunity, and I was like, yeah. I mean, regardless of whether you got on AEW or not, we still wanted to have you on the show. But like I don't know if you read comics, but I always tell people like we're like Professor X. It's like so many people to interview,
Yeah,
but so little time.
yeah.
We got we got DeMarcio James over here. Yeah, we want to get him on. But then we got this other person that was in the Nightmare Factory too that we want to get on. Then you got this person up in Chicago. Then you got this person over in California. And it's a matter of who do we want to have on first? And it's Rob will tell you we've gotten to a point where we've had like 5 shows in like 1 week, sometimes 6 shows in 1 week. And I'm surprised I'm still standing after that. But
That's that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work going into this. It's a
yeah.
lot.
But we try to get we try our best to get it as much people as we can because everybody has a story to tell, just like you do, just like TSF did, just like the Renegade Twins did, and so on. And
Yeah,
I gotta say, you have the coolest stepmom ever, man. The fact that she actually like helped you out with the Nightmare Factory and all that. She,
yeah,
for some reason, I bet she goes to the shows and she's like, "Don't you touch my stepson? I will whoop you, boy. I whoop you worse than your mom." She sound, you know what she sounds like? She sound like Mama Renegade.
yeah. Definitely, most
And
definitely.
and heaven forbid the two of them getting to the building. I could imagine it's either gonna be like, "Girl, we up in here. Our children doing good." Yeah, I know. Or they're gonna be like, "Oh, your stepson resting, huh? Yeah, your daughter's resting too. Well, I bet my daughter steal the show." Girl, please, my stepson. I could only imagine how
My
that
God,
would be.
crazy. Like, yeah, like literally, I'm the heel, so I'm getting booed left and right. Like, and my stepmom like, yeah. That's all I hear. I'm over here laughing in the inside. So, oh my gosh. He's like, yeah, get him, yeah.
That's all. That's really cool, man. That's really that. It's always a great feeling when even your parents like there's that support of that. They actually like, yeah, call this person. You want that? Yeah, I'll help. Let's get you up there. It's always a great thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you've done your AEW appearance and everything, you know, I just gotta ask you, man, and also you faced one of the, in my opinion, top tier competitors in professional wrestling, Tony Nese. Who are your top 5 that you want to wrestle next? They could
Uh,
be anything, anywhere. WWE, AEW, Impact, the Indies, doesn't matter.
I would like to go against the head of the table.
Okay, all right, Roman Reigns. All right.
I would like to go against the head of the table, Roman Reigns. Um, I think I can match up to him pretty good. Um, what he's doing is amazing though. Like what he's doing right now. Um, I would like to. It used to be Cody I would want to go against, but I had a lot of interactions with him in the ring, and we did some stuff in the ring. I got hit with a chair and all kind of stuff with Cody, but that's another that's another story. But I mixed it up with him a little bit. But other guys, let's see who else I want to go against. Um, would it be past or present, like in currently, or you want me to?
You could go past if you want as well too.
If I can go past, I would like to go against Rick Rude,
Okay.
Ravisher Rick Rude. Um, Another guy I would like to go against um would be Ric Flair.
Okay.
I would like to. I would love to if Triple H was still able to wrestle. I would like to. I would have loved to mix it up with Triple H as well.
Wow. That's a pretty impressive list right there. You definitely got to get you definitely have to beat Rick Rude because Rick Rude probably gonna come to Chicago and be like, or he's probably gonna go to Illinois and say something like, "To all you so and so's out here in Illinois, this is what a real man looks like."
Uh
You know,
huh.
so you definitely got to represent for your town, man.
Got to represent for the town because he ain't the only body guy around. He wasn't the only body guy. He got another body guy that can match up with him. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Rick Rude. Funny enough, when I started watching wrestling, I used to cheer for him. Like when he would come out, I would definitely like, cheer for that guy for some reason. I don't know why,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
definitely one of the greats. Definitely missed. I can only imagine how things would have been if he were still alive.
Yeah.
Man,
He meant
yeah.
that could have been. He would have played an important part in this business,
Oh yeah.
especially with grooming guys coming up. We got a lot of legends that's behind the scenes, WWE and AEW. We got a lot of legends that are playing a big part of the business still behind the scenes now. So it's just, you know, uh, that's why you see a lot of good quality matches too, because they're producing a lot of matches and stuff.
Oh yeah. Definitely. So I just got two more questions before I turn over to Rob.
All right.
So let's say if somebody wanted to. So you're also a bodybuilder, right?
Yeah.
And you're getting ready to get into a I believe maybe your first competition.
Yes, my first competition.
What advice would you give somebody that wanted to get into bodybuilding as well, um, and they want to do it like how you do it?
Stay focused on the diet. Dial in on the diet. The diet is very, very, very important on how, because with bodybuilding, it's not just about getting in shape. It's about creating something, building something. You're an artist. You're creating something. You creating a work of art. You're molding something. And I would say, because everything when it comes to bodybuilding, especially trying to do it for the first time, it's all about trial and error. So like trial and error meaning like everybody's bodies are different, everybody's genetics are different. So it's like the food plays a big part in it because everybody's bodies react different to food, different kinds of food. So what I eat might not benefit you, or the next person. It's all about trial and error, testing what your body can handle and what. Because I give you an example. So if somebody ate a burger, somebody ate 4 burgers and fries, they would like. Some people might just like, have a gut all of a sudden.
Yeah.
With me, my body will eat it all up, will take it, and it'll look like I ain't ate anything. So like people's bodies react different. People's metabolisms are different. But this get the diet down, figure out what your body can handle as far as food. That would be the advice, and work and train hard. Not like just regular trying to get in shape hard. Like you have to go beyond failure. You have to go beyond failure.
Oh yeah. So for those of you looking to get into bodybuilding, you just got some advice from a man who's going through it right now. Anything else, you probably got to hit him up, go to a seminar, maybe run him some money on his cash app to get any more. But you got a little something from a bodybuilder right now. And my last question is, when you're getting ready to do some reps, some cardio, or get ready to face your opponent, what are some songs that get you into that zone? For me, it's like stuff like it's a wider range, like Seven Dust. I might put on some, Wu-Tang Clan,
Yeah.
or I might put on some Travis Scott, maybe some 80s rock or something. Like what's on your playlist that gets you through your gym workouts?
I switch it up. I have different variety of music I listen to. I'll listen to trap music. I'll listen to I listen to some rock, definitely rap, far as like Tupac and things like that goes. And um, like another thing is, uh, a lot of people think I'm weird for this, but I listen to slow jams too while I'm working out. I listen to straight R&B. Somebody like, what you listen to? I don't listen to R&B. What? How? How do you listen to any? I'm like, it kind of, it gets me, for some reason, it keeps me focused. It's weird. I can't, it's hard to explain that in that aspect, but people like, you listen to R&B while you working out. How? Just something.
Hey, whatever gets you to the workout, whatever gets you into that zone, to knock out those reps.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So I'm going to turn it over to Rob. Kind of Rob asked some questions for you. Rob, go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
All right, sweet. Thanks, Grammy. So what's going on, man? How's everything going today?
Good, 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 good. How are you?
Oh, I'm well. You know what I mean? Just ready to do this interview, man. Have some fun, man. So,
Yeah.
how was your day today, man? Did you do anything crazy? Anything crazy happen,
I ain't
or
really
is it
do
just
much.
a normal day?
This the gym, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now y'all were talking about your bodybuilding stuff. And I do gotta ask, you're talking about the diet. How many calories are you consuming, man? Are you like like The Rock, man? Are you taking in all that chicken and fish and rice and all that good stuff, man? Like,
Yeah, that's the basis right there, especially right now. While I'm a week and a half out from the show, so it's like, yeah, and now it's starting to turn into more
mm.
fish and rice.
So is that's like pretty much the foundation? Like, if you want to start doing that, man, chicken, rice, fish, rice, all that good stuff.
Yeah, all that good protein, good quality protein, and good complex carbs with the rice and yeah, oats.
Okay, yeah. So, and I also heard, man, because we've had people on here, with abs, but not as washboard abs as you are, man. But they got abs, and I always ask because I got this one ab, all the way over here. I'm trying to accentuate, whatever. And they always say, oh man, you could do all the crunches and sit-ups and all, but it's mainly diet, helps you with abs. So,
Yeah.
is that true? Like, are there actually good, ab workouts you can do along with diet?
Um,
Or is it
I'll
just basically like, yeah, sit ups, crunches?
I'll do crunches and things like that. As of lately, when I was bulking, I was doing ab work, but that would be on my day off or something. On my rest day, I would do an active rest day, and I was going to do some crunches and things like leg raises. Um, but honestly, it's cool. You can work out, you can do crunches, you can do the sit ups and things like that all you want, but to have visible abs is really about body fat. It's the body fat. Your body fat percentage has to be kind of a little lower to see your have visible abs. Everybody has abs, I mean, but
Hmm.
it's on the body fat and the water that you're holding.
Yeah. Now I gotta ask, man, because if I had abs, man, like that, like you got and stuff, man, like people be like, yo, you got washboard abs. I would actually take a shirt and be like, let me see if I can actually wash a shirt with my abs, like old school, see if they do that. Now, have you ever done that, man? Be like, let me try it and see if I can get this
I
shirt, man.
I never I never tried to washboard my ass.
Oh, okay, okay.
I never tried. People say I had it. I had washboard ass, but I never tried to actually do it.
Man, that's good. Yeah, because yeah, I know if that's one of the things. Like, man, if I had that, oh, I would do that. It's like if I was real tall, like, oh, I would dunk a basketball. I would be dunking on people. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, like yeah, all that good stuff. Now you're talking about now when you went from Illinois to train at Nightmare Factory, man. What was that first day of training like, man? Were you like nervous, or did they have were you all like, all right, this is what we're gonna do, or they put you all right to it? All right, we're gonna take bumps, we run the ropes, man. We gonna do promo class, all that good stuff.
The first day it was more of a it was more so of a it was more talking. We didn't get right to it. It was more of an introductory kind of deal, like with Ian, Coach Ian. Shout out to Coach Ian, and Coach Ian he basically sent us through the basics of different lifts. So he's like doing a walkthrough of everything what we're gonna do, what to expect for those weeks, those 12 weeks, of suffering. No. Yeah, it was more than then when we do the in-ring stuff where we had Cody and we met Cody and QT. It was more of an introductory to the class. Um, getting to know each other, getting to know one another, things like that. It was pretty cool to get to know a lot of different people from different backgrounds, different states. It was pretty cool. But yeah, that's what the first day was. The first day, I wasn't really nervous per se, but I was kind of really more interested how these weeks are gonna go.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I
That's
know
pretty cool, man.
because I know there's a lot of guys that never wrestled before, so I'm like,
Yeah.
this is gonna be real interesting.
Hmm. Man, that now when you were there, was Shaq there at the time you were going? Because I remember we were talking to Diamond Sheik, and he was like, Shaq was there, training, for his match on AEW and stuff. Did you
Pop
get to meet him?
Shaq will pop up out of nowhere. He'll be like, "Whoa, is that Shaq?" Yeah, he'll pop up. He will pop
Oh,
up.
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, he'll pop up. A lot of people will pop up. It'd be so, like a lot of guys. I'm like, what? Man, you'd be surprised who just drop. DDP will drop. A lot of people drop in. And you're like, damn, DDP here too. Like, you'll
Mm,
feel like just pop in. They'll just pop
that's
in.
what's up.
Yeah. And then,
Now,
far
did
as
you get to?
you
Oh
go
no,
ahead.
go ahead.
Promo classes. Cody conducted promo classes.
Hmm.
He did a lot of that, and that was pretty interesting. Now, promos, I was nervous. I was nervous with promos because I didn't really cut them too much. I never really cut promos like that until I got down there, and then I really started to learn um, from Cody. Cody taught me a lot when it came to promos because what I would do is I'll write my promos down, and then I'll read it over and act it out and talk it out loud. And I'm like, man, I ball my paper up and throw it away and rewrite it, write something totally different. You know, that's one thing I had to develop confidence in was the promos.
Yeah, when I was doing training, rep training stuff, man, like my first day, I was like, yeah, I'm going to learn rep stuff, and they were like, all right, man, we're going to show you how to take bumps and run the ropes and all. I was like, word? Oh, like, I thought I was going, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, get back in the ring. I thought, I was like, nah, man, they taught me what to do, man. They're like, yeah, you gotta,
Yeah,
and then when they're like, make sure you're loud, man, because everybody bags on me because I'm loud. They'll like the guys, like before their match or after the match, they'll go outside or something. And, if I'm in there refing, they'll be like, yo, man, I heard you all the way out there in the parking lot. You know what I mean? Counting, hey, you need to go get that. I'm like, that's what they taught me. They're like, yo, for them people in the back, they need to hear what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want to, they can't hear whatever. So, yeah, speak up. So I'm like, yeah, 1, 2, what are you doing? Get back in the ring and stuff like that. So I'm like,
yeah. You definitely gotta be loud.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's awesome, man.
That's good.
Yeah, man. That I've been bringing announcing the past couple times, man. Yeah, promo stuff. Getting on the mic, man. I don't know. I felt comfortable doing that stuff, man. Like I was always like like we would do promo stuff. I would do stuff like you said, write it all down, memorize it. But then when I would do it, I felt like I was
Yeah,
robotic on it. You know what I mean? So I would just be like, man, I want to get a talking point or two, and then I just off the top of my head, here we go.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it got to the point where we wrote down our promos, and it was, it was a different experience as far as writing them down, and then I feel confident until I start talking them out loud. I'm like, and then I have to amend them. I have to switch it up, switch this, switch that. Like, damn, that didn't sound right. Hold on, let me do it. Okay, I changed up so much stuff. I'm like, man, hold on, okay, yeah, this sounds good. No, hold on, I got no. A lot of uncertainties with my promos. I was like, no, but then I do it. Finally, when it's time to do it in front of Cody, Cody liked it. He was like, that's real authentic, and yeah, he said he liked how I cut my promos.
Now, did you get to meet the Cat Man and get some Ernest the Cat Miller and get some promo tips from him?
That's my buddy right there. Shout out to that. That's a funny guy. That's a funny guy. I learned a lot from him. He gave me a lot of pointers. He was like, he gave me a nickname. He called me Arms. He was like, man, why are your arms so big? He's like, man. He's like, that guy, dang, man, what the? And he said, I still whoop, you know what? So we both do this and be standing like squared up with each other. But yeah, I asked him because he can talk, so he can talk on the stick. So I'm like, man, he was like, man, let's talk shit. Let's talk shit. This man, be confident in what you do. If you're not, you know how to talk. I know you know how to talk shit. I can tell you. You up here, I seen you talk shit in the ring. Apply that the same way in your promos. Say apply that the same way. I was like, all right. Now, like, I definitely do that. That's the advice I got from Ernest the Cat Miller. Love it. I love that guy.
Oh yeah. The Cat Man, he was one of my favorites back in the day too. Somebody better call my mama. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? All that good stuff, man. It was like, yeah, man. You do the James Brown. I was like, yes,
yeah,
yes. I love the Cat Man.
yeah. Love him.
He's somebody, man. Like I don't get too starstruck, but there's a few, like Trish Stratus, the Cat. I would be like, yo, the Cat. Yo, man, we got the Cat up in here, man. I'll be like, yeah.
Yeah, Cat. Yeah, that guy. And when I seen him, I was shocked. I'm like, man, that's Ernest the Cat Miller. Dang. I like,
Oh
damn.
yeah.
Like him and Glacier are, but Coach Glacier are buddies too. I'm like, okay, they friends. So it's like, and that's another awesome guy, Coach Glacier. He's awesome. He's awesome. He's an awesome guy too.
Yeah, Glacier. That when my brother would watch wrestling when we were kids and stuff, that was his favorite wrestler was Glacier, man. Like Nitro would come on and Glacier would come on. He'd be like, all right. He'd look at me and be like, all right, man, we ready to wrestle, man. Let's get on this couch. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Do some moves. Like, all
yeah,
right, man. He's like, put your belt on the line. I'm gonna get da da da. I'm like, all right.
yeah. Yeah, he had that Sub-Zero look. He had that Sub-Zero
Yes.
going. Awesome, awesome dude. That's an awesome guy. I love Coach Glacier.
Yeah, so like what was the best advice you got from the factory, man? Was it, the cat stuff, working on your skills, or did you get something else that was like, you know what, I got that, that was pretty cool.
Well, when I went down to the Nightmare Factory, I was kind of in a when I like earlier on in my career, when I first broke in, I was a baby face, and I wasn't real comfortable with being a baby face. So I was still trying to find an identity with my character work and stuff like that. So I'm like, well, how do I'm like, man, I kind of want to be an asshole. I feel better being an asshole. So I'm like, as soon as I got to the Nightmare Factor, I'm like, it's time to do a reconstruction with myself and my character. So initially, while I was doing promos, I was babyface. I was doing babyface promos, but maybe that's why I didn't feel organic enough. That's why I didn't have a confidence,
Mm,
because it wasn't organic enough for me.
yeah.
I did pretty good. Cody liked it, but then I'm like, man, I gotta do something different. I gotta. Like I said, I wanted to be an asshole. I wanted to talk crazy, talk shit. Um, that's when I decided I'm like, well, I'm gonna do heels. So when we do in ring, like practice in ring stuff, doing matches, we got to doing matches. Every time I turn around, I'm doing heel stuff, and everybody's like, oh, "He doing good. He doing great heel work." Like, and I'm like, maybe this is it right here. Me being a heel, like being a bad guy, because you guys know Alan Angels from the Dark Order.
Oh yeah.
So I did a match with him. I did a practice match with him. I was originally matched up with somebody else, but um somebody got hurt, I believe. Somebody had got injured that day, and I was like the odd man out. So me and Alan Angel put a match together, and that match was like that match. I ain't gonna lie, that match should have been on TV. The match that I put on. Shout outs to Alan Angels. Like that match was everybody's like, whoa. And my move is the Blue Thunder Bomb. We never
Ooh, okay.
did the ring before, but he trusted me to do this move on him. So when we did the spot where we go into the Blue Thunder Bomb, he trusted me to do it. And I was like, okay. I'm like, man, he entrusted me to do this on him. He's like, I was gonna protect him no matter what. But because that's the number one priority when you're working with somebody in that ring. You make sure you protect them. That's the first priority.
Oh yeah, you gotta do that, man. Yeah, because you're trusting your body in with somebody else, and you gotta have that trust that way too, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I, I was told, like there's certain things, like if when you're doing whatever before a match, it's like, yeah, you can tell somebody like, yeah, they don't care about you and all that. It's like, if they do this or whatever, you'll be like, hey, I'm getting far away from this person as possible. You know what I mean? Hey, get me in another match or whatever, man. They're gonna break my neck. I was like, okay, I'll
Yeah.
watch out for that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
So I gotta ask, man, where's like the farthest you traveled to go wrestle?
Ooh. The furthest I went was Florida. That was the furthest I went, as far as away from Illinois. Florida, longest trip.
Oh, that's pretty cool, man. Yeah, so yeah, basically just like, Florida, Illinois and stuff, pretty much there.
Yeah, that's like the
You haven't
long.
been you haven't been on the West Coast yet?
I haven't went to the West Coast.
Okay.
I haven't went to the West Coast yet, but I'm gonna make it out. I'm gonna make it out that way.
That's right. That's right.
I
Have
have
you made it to the
I have a fellow classmate, old Yellow Boots. He stay out that way. So
That's right. Have you gotten to the East Coast yet, man? Up here in Delaware, where, Jersey and New York and all that.
yeah, I've been out to Jersey. I've been out that way before. I ran out that way.
Okay, yeah, man. So yeah, man. Hey, look, if you're ever around that way, man, hopefully one day I'll be able to ref a match here or something, or maybe announce you to ring or something, man. That'd be awesome, man. If you ever come this way.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask, man. I always ask this on when we have people on the podcast, man, because I'm always trying to look for something new to watch on TV and streaming stuff, man. But I'm like 40 years old, man. There's shows I watch. I'm stuck in my ways, and I watch comfort shows. But is there anything new that you've seen? What I mean, or new movies or shows that you're into right now, or even a comfort show? What I mean, that you're into.
Uh, I like documentaries. I be watching documentaries. I'm a little. I'm a nerd. So like, and what I mean by nerd, I like crypto stuff, like cryptozoology, cryptic,
Yes.
like Bigfoot. I'm interested in Bigfoot and all that. People like, I'm like, I like that stuff. Like that stuff's cool. Like Expedition Bigfoot, things like that.
Oh yes, I love
Love
that
it.
show.
That show's that's one of the best Bigfoot shows I've seen.
Oh yeah, man. Look. Speaking of Bigfoot and stuff, man. I literally sent Remy and Kathy a little article I seen the other day. It was like 2 Bigfoot sightings in South Carolina this year. One in
Yeah.
June and the other was in like August or something. I was like, oh man, there's some big feet coming around, man. I was like, hope they don't get to Delaware, man. But if they get here, they got to swim. They got to swim over the river and all that stuff, man. So I don't think they could do that. But I was like, man, it sounds like they moving close, man.
They get close. But
I
yeah,
know.
I love that stuff. That's mainly what I watch. I watch some paranormal stuff. It depends on the story. If the story intrigues me, I'll watch some paranormal stuff. It's all about the stories to me, as far as
Yeah.
that goes.
But yeah, I'm with you on that cryptozoology stuff. You know, what I mean, I watch that stuff too, like Expedition Unknown. Yeah, Expedition Bigfoot. Man, I'm just like, yeah, I just watch that. And I can, yeah, I love that stuff.
Love that stuff.
Now with the paranormal stuff, man, you watch that Paranormal Activity movies. You see them or whatever.
I've seen that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure if that was like paranormal stuff you were into, man, or is it like watching the people, with the ghost house, like, hey, is there a ghost here, with the camera.
I'll watch that, like, especially if the story intrigues me. Like, for an example, I saw this one paranormal show. It was about Ed Gein. Ed Gein is the guy that they based the Texas Chainsaw Massacre off of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Ed Gein, he literally was the real Leatherface,
Mm.
and that story it happened in Wisconsin, and that story intrigued me to watch it. I'm like, they went to his farm and things like that. Look if you get a chance, look at the show about Ed Gein.
Uh-oh.
It's pretty interesting. And that dude is probably one of the sickest individuals you'll probably see when it comes to that story. Like, you're like, what, he did those things? Yeah, next, Ed Gein.
Yeah, I watch documentaries too. The last one I really watched was it was on Netflix. It was about Woodstock '99. I watched that one. That was like the last
Oh,
documentary I watched.
yeah.
It
Okay.
was all right, It was okay, I was like, all right, man. I would, wish I'd watched something better, but yeah, it was pretty cool. It was all right.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Now, now I do gotta ask, man. When is your next show? Wrestling show or bodybuild? You say your next your bodybuilding competition is September 10th. You said.
Yeah. Yep. September 10th.
And where's your next? Do you have another wrestling match show lined up after that or before that?
I'm probably I'm gonna base it off of how I do on this show. Like, depending on how I place,
Hmm.
um, then I'm gonna have to make a decision when I'm gonna do my next match. Um, in between the next show, because if I place, then I know I'm gonna do a national show. If I make the national qualifier, well, the show I'm in is a national qualifier, but if I win or I make top 5, then I will go to a national show. So then I have to make a decision, like, do I want to prep for this
Yeah.
instead of going, so I have to, it's going to be based on how I place in this
So
bodybuilding.
like it. So like, is this kind of if you do this, do you go like Mr. Olympia? You know what I mean? Like a national thing? Do you eventually make it to there?
Well, it's basically off of getting your pro card.
Okay.
Yeah, basically getting your pro card. Doing
Okay, yeah, man, that'd be awesome, man. Get your card, man. You a pro, and bodybuild. You get hit that Mr. Olympia up, man. Oh man, yeah, that'd
I
be
go
awesome.
to the Olympia.
Yeah, I watched that the Arnold one with him on there. Way back in the day. What's it called? Pumping Iron or something like that or whatever. I watched that. Yeah, yeah. I was like, all right, Arnold, man. Look, it had the old school Incredible Hulk on there. Lou Ferrigno. He was on there too.
Yep.
He was big. He was big too, and he got like I think second or third or something.
He was tall.
Yeah, but Arnold, man, Arnold, that dude, he was just on another level, man. Like Arnold, man, you just like,
Yeah, Arnold. He was different.
yeah. I think to this day, he's like in his 70s, and I still see him doing a workout, and I'm like, woo, man, for a 70-year-old man, woo.
He still go hard. He goes hard, and Sylvester Stallone
Stallone.
still go hard.
Yeah,
Them two,
yeah.
they from that generation, they still go hard. I'm like, these dudes are 70 some years old, and they still going at it like they're in the 20s.
Hmm. I think Sylvester Stallone is like bigger than he was like the Rambo days and stuff, man. I think he gotten bigger, bulking up. I'm like, man, you know what I mean?
He got bigger. I was like, what the heck? Yeah, better shape than he
That's
was,
right.
which baffles me.
Hey man, hey, if they can do it, I mean, more power to them or whatever, man. I don't know if I could be able to do that at that age. I'd be like, man, I think I might have to relax and just hang out at that age.
Yeah, yeah,
That's right. So
yeah.
before I, pass it on back to Remy, I do have one more question. Do you have any, funny travel stories that that has happened to you on the way? Like have you run across a Bigfoot at night or a chupacabra, riding with it, at night or something like, oh man,
I haven't had any experiences when it comes to that paranormal stuff. When it comes to like
Mm,
Bigfoot and things like that, I don't think I want to run across a Bigfoot. To be honest with you, I don't think I would want to see something big like that, like 8 feet tall, 500
mm.
can uproot a tree. Like my
Oh
grandma's,
yeah,
no, I don't want to see one of those.
yeah.
I definitely don't want to see one of those. But I haven't really had I really haven't had any uh funny stories. Like I normally when I travel by myself as far as like driving, driving goes, I pretty much drive by myself, going to shows and things like that.
Yeah. Well, that's all good, man. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm with you on that Bigfoot thing, man. He's probably dangerous. He's not like that movie Harry and the Hendersons, man. He's probably not, as nice as that one. You know what I mean?
Oh no, 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 not that. No, not even not
Plus,
even
yeah. Plus, I did hear you could if you know when one's around because you can smell them, man. They smell like kind of skunks. Because I heard that in like Alabama or Georgia they call them skunk ape.
yeah, yeah. Down there in the south they call him skunk ape. Yeah, he gives off a foul odor. Once
Hmm.
you start smelling the odor, you be like, oh, that ain't good.
Oh
That's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
horny. That's like,
That's right. Yeah, I'm out.
you smell that? Yeah, it smells like real skunk, gamey. Like, hey, it's time to go.
Yeah. Like, no, it ain't the good skunk either. You know what I mean? No, no, we gotta go, man. This is that awful skunk, man. They're gonna tear you up, rip you in half.
rip, rip you apart. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now, before I pass it on back to Remy, I do want to say, man, I want to say thank you, for taking time out of your busy schedule. Come on, chat with us. I had a blast, man. I want to
Thank
say good luck to you in your wrestling career and your bodybuilding aspirations and career, and I hope you do well in place September 10th, so you can go to nationals, get that pro card, and be
yes.
seeing you on Mr. Olympia, and you be doing pumping iron too, or whatever. You know what I mean? Bam, there you are, man. Just
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're breaking Arnold's record for Mr. Olympia. You know, what was he like five, six, 7 times or whatever?
I think he was 8.
Yeah, 8. Yeah,
8 times.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, one day, man, we'll be seeing you with those greats, Ferrigno, Schwarzenegger, and all that, man. Just
Yeah.
Arnold up there, yeah, and then got you up there. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, man. Before I pass it around, me, man, I want to say, yeah, thank you for coming on. Yeah, I wish you all the best and all that good stuff, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Demarcio, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to shoot the breeze with us about wrestling and your wrestling career and so on. And we wish you all the best and hope you have many more appearances on AEW. Hopefully, you get signed by AEW. We'll see Demarcio James is all elite, or that you got signed by Impact, or heck, you even got signed by WWE, or you have the little WWE recruit shirt on and everything. Hopefully, we wish that for you as well. And yeah, we'll definitely be cheering for you, man. We like to see when people are on our show that they go on to do great things, and we've had several people that have actually gone on to do great things, even get signed by WWE and even AEW. So
Yeah. Definitely.
we're definitely rooting for you, man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I
Problem.
appreciate it. Thank
So
you for having
hey, no problem, man. No problem at all.
me
So
here.
so before we shut the show down, where can fans find you on social media when they want to find out where your next appearances, purchase Demarcio James merchandise, and where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
You can find me on Instagram, DMarcio James Pro Wrestling. Um, my Twitter handle is the same thing, DeMarcio James. Um, I'm all over. I have a Facebook, Demarcio James Facebook page. You can find me on there as well. I keep everything updated. You can go on Pro Wrestling Tees. You want to purchase a shirt like this or the shirts behind me, and you go to Pro Wrestling Tees, type my name in, Demarcio James. You'll see the merch on there. I have my own store. Through Pro Wrestling Tees, you can go in there and purchase your shirts, tank tops, things like that. But yeah. But bookers, if they want to book, if bookers want to reach out, they can reach out to me at demarcio@gmail.com as well. Or they can just inbox me on Instagram or Twitter. Yeah.
Awesome. So for those of y'all listening, you heard, definitely check out Demarcio James. He's doing his thing in pro wrestling. Also, he has merchandise. So if you can't make his shows, definitely make sure you check him out on Pro Wrestling Tees. Yeah, he has a lot of cool merchandise on there as well. Like I always say, if you can't make the shows, this is another way you can support indie wrestling is purchasing merchandise as well. That way, when you see he gets signed by the big promotions, and somebody's like, "Yeah, I just got a new Demarcio James shirt," you could be like, "Yeah, I got the Demarcio James shirt from before he got signed. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't get this one, but I got it. I'm a real fan." So
Yeah.
this right here, and I'm not capping. This right here, it may look like a Back to the Future shirt. This is actually a Ricochet shirt from when he was before he got signed.
Yep.
So if somebody comes and is like, "Hey, I got the new Ricochet shirt from WWEshop.com," like, yeah, I got the one from when he was an independent wrestler. Who's the real fan now?
Yep.
So I'm just saying. So support indie wrestling. It's where 90%, 99% of your AEW and WWE superstars come from.
That's right.
And you feel great when you see them move on. Like, yeah, I remember when they were just starting out. So with that being said, it's about time for us to shut this show down. My eyelids are getting heavy. My stomach is kind of rumbling. That means it might be time for a midnight snack and a nap. Maybe not in that order. But before I partake in those activities, Rob Bass, the Tommy to my Ghost, the Mel Gibson to my Danny Glover, and the Eminem to my Royce the 5'9". Where can fans find you on social media when they want to talk wrestling, find out where your next appearances, purchase Rob Bass merchandise, and where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
All right, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram. It's Rob_base82, and then Facebook Rob Base. And then Saturday, September 17th, 1CW, CCW, got some awesome action going on in Houston, Delaware, man. We got, Miles Millennium, Sam Beal, LSG, what I mean, going to be there rocking it. I think Gabby Ortiz will be there. The Renegade Twins will be there, defending their belts. Kayla Sparks, Kylan King, they'll be there. Yeah, Becca, all the awesome, indie stars that you all love to see and watch, they're going to be there that night. I'll also be there. I might be ring announcing or refing, or if not, I'll be dude in the back hanging out or something. You know what I mean? So yeah, come say hi, do whatever, man.
Awesome. That's definitely great. A great event. Rob, I'm actually jealous. I wish I could have gone to Delaware, but I got some prior commitments that I got to deal with that assist us with keeping Ringside Society afloat. So, I'll be there in spirit. I'll be there in spirit. But for those of y'all that are in, Houston, Delaware, or surrounding areas, yes, definitely check them out as well. And I'm just gonna do a brief roll call real quick. So this Saturday, September 3rd, there's Poly Pro Wrestling. They have their show in Texas. I don't know exactly where it is, but just look them up. They're on Twitter at Poly Pro Wrestling. Check them out. A lot of great stuff. A lot of great men and women down there too. There's also that same weekend after, I believe it's before or after CCW. There's Vixen Wrestling Revolution, who they'll be having their event for this month as well. You got a lot of great people like Hyan, Rachel Rose. A lot of great people will be there. We'll actually be sponsoring both VWR and CCW. So definitely check them out. You won't regret it. They're very exciting. I wish I could go to Texas too, but Kathy will probably be there. Representing us. So yeah, it's gonna be a great time. But if you want to find me on social media, not that I have anything cool to say these days, but who knows, maybe you'll get lucky. You can find me on Twitter at the Remy Blue. You can also find me on Facebook under the alias Remy Blue. You can also find me on Facebook under the name Remy Blue as well. Just you can add me on there. Our podcast is also on social media. We're on Twitch at Ringside Society 2019, Instagram and Twitter at Ringside Society. We're on Facebook as a Facebook group. Just type in Ringside Society, you'll see us. We're also on Teespring stores. As a matter of fact, we may be dropping our latest design tonight. This one's dedicated to the refs. We hope y'all like it. If you don't, then we tried our best. But check us out on Teespring. Cop some merchandise. We have T-shirts. We have tank tops for what's left of the summer. We have hoodies for the fall that's coming up. We have long sleeve shirts. We even have coffee mugs for your favorite warm beverage. Y'all know pumpkin spice season's coming up. You sip on your pumpkin spice lattes in a Ringside Society cup. Definitely check us out. All proceeds go back into keeping this show afloat. And last but not least, we're also on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. We have a lot of cool interviews like this one, like one we have with Kimonos, Katie Spencer, the Renegade Twins, Kylie King, and many other great men and women in the world of professional wrestling. So definitely check us out on YouTube. Just type in Ringside Society. Once you see that sweet OMG dark blue and light blue yin yang sign with the blue flames around it, that's when you know it's us. So make sure you subscribe to all our videos because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. So you don't want to miss a thing like Aerosmith in 1998. But with that being said, we just want to thank everybody tuning in tonight live. We really and truly appreciate it. We strive on being one of the best wrestling podcasts a wrestling fan should listen to. And we're going to keep on going that route. To those of y'all that are going to listen later on when you get a chance, thank you very much in advance. And those of y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we'd go away, well, like myself at a Golden Corral and Rob Bass at a taco festival, we're not going anywhere for a while.
They hate us because they ain't us.
We ain't stopping. With that being said, we just want to let everybody know that we here at Ringside Society are very well and aware to everybody and their grandparents and the parents of a podcast. But we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. You think it did get it by now, 3 years in. But with that being said, hey, yo, Rob Bass, one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, one time for the Nightmare Factory Class 4, and one time for future bodybuilder. He's going to break records. He's going to get signed by WWE. Kids of all ages are going to be like, yo, I want to do like DeMarcio James. We're speaking it into existence. And I lost my train of thought. But one time for DeMarcio James. What type of podcast are we?
We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast.
That's right. We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. And we'll be back with another impressive episode with another impressive guest tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say right now, our guest tomorrow will be Let Wrestling Live owner and ring announcer, who actually ring announced at the Nightmare Factory Camp 4 showcase, Nadia Hunter. She'll be our guest tomorrow, shooting the breeze with us about wrestling and whatnot, telling us all about Let Wrestling Live. We're looking forward to it. But until then, we just want y'all to do 4 favors for us. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
See y'all. Good night. Stay classy, Delaware.